Okay, we're back. I think it created a new video. I don't know. But, so I'm streaming again. So I gave this video a title of MCP Server 2. So we'll see how that goes. Here's my code project MCP. So we'll just get our environment active and then we'll run calculator.py. See if this works. We did a full reboot, so if you were watching, that probably followed along. I wonder what that is. Alright. Okay, 6274 and 6277, just like before. So, let's chat GPT just like before. Let's reload. Configuration, there it is. 6277, let's try connecting. And still we're getting that error. Okay. So now, oh, we only got it once. Well, okay, well that's different. Maybe not better, but different. Query parameters. Command is UV. See, I don't know what that is. Let's try searching for that. Okay, get one result from last fall. If I use UV pip install auto gluon, I get UV is not recognized. And that's it. Pip install auto gluon field. So this is a different program entirely. I don't know what auto gluon might be, but see if there's any useful responses. Just using UV as a substitute for pip to install. Aha! Okay. So UV is a program that it's trying to use. It's trying to install something. Well, that's interesting. Do I trust it? You know what the hell. So let's just install UV. Again, this is the same sort of thing, right? Where they're running and working in an environment that they're already familiar with. I don't know. What was the other one? Run UV pip install auto glue. Okay, I don't need auto glue on. I don't even know what that is. So now let's try this. We'll see what happens. So far, so good. All right. Let's restart my thingy here. connect. Config. There's the address. Let's try connecting. Aha! Ha 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 ha! Okay. Did anything happen in here? No, I don't want to make Copilot better. Okay. Set up MCP proxy. Received message with a session ID twice. All right, now it's working. All right. Now let's test the resource functionality. And just as an aside, that missing UV thing, that's what I call a blocker. Now, why is it a blocker? Because if you're anything like an inexperienced programmer, that thing there is going to block you from being able to continue on with this project. I was able to figure it out because I was able to learn that UV is some kind of installer like pip. In other words, it's something that I needed for my program to run that wasn't mentioned at all in the instructions, wasn't tested for in the code, and so just generated a failure. I was lucky. Frankly, I was just lucky. I could easily imagine having been blocked by this. If it had been ever so slightly different, if that one result, I remember I got one result on the Google search, if that wasn't there. I wonder what ChatGPT would have said. Let me ask. Getting the error. Oops, rats. There's a way to get your previous, get earlier items in clipboard. Windows 11. Press the Windows key plus V. Okay, so let's come back here. Now, the Windows key. Don't have a Windows key. It must be the Start key plus V. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I guess I didn't have it turned on. Yeah, I didn't have it turned on. Oh well. Never mind, I can't check. I can't test that. Oh, maybe I can. No. No, because the error was only in the thingy there. I could reproduce the error just by uninstalling UV and then trying it. I'm not going to do that. I don't need to test ChatGPT that badly. All right. Okay. Click on List Templates, select the displayed one, and add your name. Click Read Resources and check the results. Okay. Let's make the text a bit bigger. Okay, List Templates. Select the displayed one. Okay. Oh, for God's sake, select the displayed one. Why didn't you just say select Get Greeting? Add your name. I'll just add Stephen. Hit enter. Name, no results found. Okay. And then click Read Resources and check the output. Read resource. It says resources. It says resource here. Okay. URI, greeting Stephen. MIME type, text plain, text hello Stephen. Alright, so that's some JSON that has been returned to me from my here. So let's see if I can find where that happened in here. MCP resource, here we go. Greeting name. Right, so add a dynamic greeting message, greeting name. And so we're getting the name and then returning hello name. Only it's formatted in some way, return F, right? I assume that's some kind of formatting for Python. I'm not really a Python programmer, so, you know. And this is what I got back. So this is the text that I get back. This is the MIME type and the URI. So does that mean this would work? I mean, I gotta try it, right? Nope. Okay. So, all right, let's try. One two 70001 70001 6274. Nope. Let's try 6277, see what happens. Cannot get greeting Stephen. All right. What if I just do this? Cannot get greeting. Okay. All right. It's not that simple. Okay. But this is my server itself. I ought to be able to interact directly with the server if I knew what the syntax was. Okay. Let's come back to the instructions. Okay. Enter your name. Now let's test the tools. This is the, oh, okay. They're showing me. Read resource. Okay, there we go. That's what I got. Interesting, they're getting a bunch of error outputs from their server. And, oh, okay, that's the stuff I was trying to do. Okay, no problem. All right. Now what? Now let's test the tools. I'm going to test one of them, although you are free to do. Seriously? Come on. At least reread your AI written text. Okay. Head to the tools top in the navbar list, or click list tools. Okay. So tools, list tools, add, subtract, etc., etc. So let's add two numbers, 3 and 5. Run tool. Tool result success 8. All right. Pretty sure we know how the rest of this stuff works, right? Square root, run tool. Oh, right. 4, run tool. There we go. Very good. Result 2.0. Is 2.0 the square root of 4, or is 2 the square root of 4? I leave that to you as a philosophical question. All right. Next. Okay, so we've tested the output. Right, the pydantic error as this is one bug with the tool, and it may have been done to deliberately reduce misuse. No, it's not a bug. We just saw an example of that. You need to have a value. If you don't have a value when you run your tool, or if you try to find the square root of 0, well, that'll be 0. Okay, let's try divide. Right, so we have no values. We'll try to run it. There's our error, right? Validation field required. So let's divide 3 by 0. And we'll run this, and we get error executing tool divide, division by 0. Exactly. So we get an error. That's what we should get. Okay. Maybe we get errors even though the values are right, and if that's the case, then I would be suspecting. But it says field required type equals missing, right? So if there's no field, okay. However, the real power of MCP lies with the integration of IDE's agents, right? Let's look at how to connect them. Connecting custom servers, in other words, in AI, to Cursor. Oh, to Cursor. Cursor must be our AI. Okay. I will use Cursor for demonstration purposes. Okay, I don't have Cursor. I don't even know what Cursor is. Cursor must be something made by these guys. Well, I don't see it. Actually, I'm thinking Composio is an MCP server of some sort. Let's Cursor AI. Cursor, the AI code editor. Okay. Right. Well, I should have a local installation of Claude. Do I not? Seems to me I did. Did I leave it or did I delete it? I don't see it. Who made Claude? That was Anthropic. There we go. Anthropic Claude. All right. Open MCP settings. Edit config. All right. Have to mess around with this, didn't you? MCP servers. So let's just reduce it to 1. I don't remember how that worked. Let's come back here. Right, so that was running. That was running. This one wasn't. The Google Maps wasn't running. Yeah. Could not attach MCP. Okay. All right. Meet Claude. Claude. Let's continue with Google. Okay. Link. All right, so I should be in Claude. Hi, Claude. And okay, I have an MCP server running at 127.0.0.1. And what was the server URL? I've forgotten. 4277? 6277. Go back to Claude's. 6277. Called calculator.py, which does things like add and subtract. How do I connect it to Claude running on the same desktop? Let's put the W in the word how. Now let's see if Claude can tell me. Well, yeah, but that's not what I had in mind. Wow, it's quite the application. Just for a calculator. Right. Stupid Claude. Building another artifact here. Stop it. Okay. should be able to edit a JSON file by desktop installation of Claude that will point to my MCP server at 127.0.0.1 6277. To do that without submitting, I pressed Shift Enter. That allows me to leave a space. This is for me, not for Claude. Claude doesn't care. But if I didn't do Shift Enter, then as soon as I hit Enter, it would submit this to Claude. Do not give me a Python script or JavaScript. It is not needed. Python script. Okay. Alright. Okay, look for a file named config or settings. Okay. Here we go. Name calculator. Okay. MCP. Connections. Okay, the format is a bit different. I show it below. How do I add my MCP server consistent with this format? Again, it's like those 1990s internet or computer movies where I'm reading out what I'm saying as I type. Hilarious. Okay. Oops, we're frozen. There we go. Calculator. Okay. Ah, see, that's where I needed the WS. I don't know what that WS stands for. Web service. Okay. All right. And for those of you who are wondering where this came from, check the previous episode of Stephen Follows Instructions. Not the number one of this MCP server episode, but the one before that. Okay. And if this doesn't work, an alternative would be to provide a script that connects to your existing server. I get you. Right, a calculator proxy JS with the target. Okay. So let's just keep that in mind. I provided the URL property. Do I need to restart Claude? All right, let's try that then. So turned it off. Let's turn it on again. Could not load settings. Unexpected token, expected. Nope. Expected a semicolon. Why would it have expected a semicolon? Okay, so I guess I do need this index.js running for my for Claude. That's probably why it expected the semicolon. It expected some JavaScript. Let's look in these directories. So Steve, well, these are NPM files too, eh? Yeah. All right, let's check. We'll go into app data roaming. All right, we're already most of the way there. Roaming npm, okay. npm. Let's find one. Node modules. And this will be, could be any of these. Let's try Kim. CP server YouTube transcript. I know this one works. No modules. Woohoo! Yeah. Distribution index.js. Alright, so I'd need to create that for this, I guess. Yeah. Well, now I'm sort of in the wilderness on my own. Okay, you're using Cursor. All right, let's try Cursor. Cursor, the AI code editor. So download for Windows. Run it. We'll accept the stupid agreement. I want it to go in E because that's where I like my programs to go. Next. that. Okay. So it's just, this will be like VS Code only something. Looks like it was originally made for Apple, and then we get the knockoff for Windows. So development flow, Microsoft develops VS Code, somebody develops a clone for Apple, they charge money for it just because, and now we're back here with the Windows version. Okay. All right. So that doesn't mean this wouldn't work with Claude. It just means I would need to write that file for Claude. So, kind of annoying. All right. So this must be it. Welcome to Cursor. Sign up or log in. Yeah, you see there's my issue. We'll just continue with Google because continue. Okay. Feel free to return to Cursor. Okay. Import from VS Code. Right. Skip and continue. 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 All right. All right. Let's see what the instructions say. Head open to your current working directory and open the folder within Cursor. Okay. That we can do. Except it'll have to be within Cursor. Okay. So open project. Yeah. Code projects. MCP. Select folder. Should look like this. And can't make the text bigger. Appearance. Zoom in. View. Appearance. Zoom in. Alright, is that going to be big enough for you? Not really, eh? Well, that's as good as we can get, I think, for the moment. Alright. Sorry, it's just this. Maybe I can try a better view. Zen mode? No Zen mode. Theme? Is there any theme? I don't see an option to change the theme. I want better text, so, but okay, I'm not going to be able to fix that. But you can sort of see it if I highlight it. All right. There's a very faint line there. Okay. Should look like this. That's okay. I keep clicking on that, so let's eliminate these. So I stop clicking on them. All right. Yeah, there we go. Those are our little control things. Okay. Project folder open in Cursor. Okay. Once in the folder, activate the virtual environment we made in the previous steps. Okay, I think it is activated right now, isn't it? I'll just check. I think it's still activated. Yeah, we're still good. All right. Optional but suggested. MCP Hello World. Well, this is different from what we just did. But let's assume this says pi or calculator.py. Again, really inconsistent. This would really mess people up. Where is MCP Hello World? Well, we don't have an MCP Hello World. This is what we have. Right? Next, head over to Files, Preferences, Cursor Setting, MCP, Add New Server. Okay. We can do that. File, Preferences, Cursor Settings, MCP, Add New MCP. It doesn't say global, but and here's the MCP JSON. All right. Next, fill in the details as follows. Name of the server, type, command. Man. This actually links to an MP4 file, which may be downloaded. I don't know. No. I guess it's an attachment to this, but it's not running. Maybe you need to run it in Chrome or something. All right. File preference, cursor settings, MCP, add new server. File, preferences, cursor settings, right, MCP, add new cursor. Okay. All right. Now, this is JSON, so whatever I add needs to be in JSON. This is not in JSON. Command imp. Do we have instructions that we can see? Let's see. Profiles, cursor settings. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to get to see it. Ah, this is different. I didn't get this. Let's back up here. Add new MCP server. Right, so you clicked on MCP, add new MCP server, and then we got this nice little interface. But I didn't get that. I got something different. I got the raw JSON. See, this is what I got. Maybe I followed a step incorrectly. Let's come back. All right, let's go all the way back to the beginning. All right. Clicked on preferences. Oh, profiles. Okay. Preferences, cursor settings. Okay, so let's come back here. File, preferences, cursor settings. Okay. And then he clicked on MCP servers, add new MCP server. So MCP servers. Can find more information about MCP and cursor here. Okay, maybe this will tell me what the JS should look like. Here we go. All right, MCP servers, server name. So let's just copy the whole thing. Command npx. Args y MCP server. API key value. This isn't even close to. No, this isn't close to it either. It wants to run a JSON file, just like Claude, I might add. Presumably, see, it just opens this up. This is just opening that JSON. Yeah. Cursor settings. Let's try the beta features. No. So this doesn't work. So clearly, I mean, it's supposed to pop up, yeah, this little window here. He's going to fill in his values, and then that'll add it. These are just toy. Okay, now we got Composio, which is what they're trying to sell us on. But based on what I've seen so far, I certainly wouldn't trust Composio because they've got the basic instructions for cursor wrong. And not just a little wrong, but really badly wrong. Now I wonder why. Maybe it's because, yeah, I bet you it's because cursor for Apple may be different than cursor for Windows. And the whole business of launching your MCP is different. I mean, it's still going to be Node. You're still going to execute a Node file. I'm thinking that the one in Apple, the version of cursor for Apple, probably has that function built in. The Node function. And that's why I don't need to specify that. I just name my MCP, tell it where it is, and it just runs. That'd be pretty nice, but So, just curious. Upgrade to Pro. Hobby, free, 2-week free trial. Everything. And 50 slow premium requests. Get $40 per user per month. Or you could use VS Code, which you copied from, basically for free. Right. And meanwhile, just because I'm curious, pricing for Composio, yeah, anywhere from $29 to $229 per month. Free forever, yeah. With 10,000 API calls per month. That sounds like it's not very much. That sounds like it's a lot. Trust me, it's not very much. No, it is not. Because I know how frequently these things can come. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. I will probably try again to build an MCP server. But I'll follow a different set of instructions. One that doesn't lead me into a dead end like this one did. Although, fair enough. I have an MCP server running, and in theory, I could connect it up with Claude with the right JavaScript file. But I would have to learn how to write that JavaScript file. And that's what I was kind of hoping this instruction would tell me, is how to write that JavaScript file. I might ultimately have to rely on Claude or ChatGPT or someone to step me through this whole process. If there isn't a good how-to page out there. That's the way things are changing, right? That's, people aren't writing how-tos anymore. I wonder how the AIs are going to learn how to do things if nobody's writing how-tos anymore. I hope the AI isn't learning from this article. That's all I got to say. Oh, I've got a person here who said I look kind of like Gabe Newell, whoever that is. He's pretty cool. I don't know who Gabe Newell is, but I'm going to find out. Oh, president of Valve. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. I'll take that as a compliment. He's got maybe a bit more beard than I do, but yeah. Also known by his nickname, Gaben. Yeah, Gabe N. Gaben. Cool. All right. Gotta run. So we'll finish this off with my salute to Gabe Newell. I enjoy Steam. I enjoy No Man's Sky on Steam. So there you go. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again. Bye, everyone.